up, ladies and gentlemen? You are now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with
Jae Rich,
aka
Jason Richard Sinarwi,
and personal trainer as well. So if you need some advice for, getting some gains, make sure you call him.
You know
So,
where
yeah.
to find me?
Anyway, to get started, Jason, just an introduction of yourself and the whole process. Well, the story. Well, not exactly the whole thing. That's a long story, but yeah, from the start, like your influence in music to how it got you to where you are now. Because I know you started with music years back too, and you stopped for a bit, then you got back to it.
I think it all began when as a teen, I grew up a very angry teenager. Sometimes you grow up and things just happen in your life. I won't get into the details. I'll say that for another day. But basically, it left me with a lot of mixed feelings, ups and downs, a lot of feelings that were kind of close to depression. I felt that writing was a great way for me to let it out. It was a great means of self-expression. And it really helped me. It helped me to, we always have all these thoughts in our head, right? Like every day, like so many things going in your head. And as soon as you write them down, it's like you capture it and you make it real. And it's like, oh shit, like can I
It's
swear?
fine. You can
Oh, I
swear.
can swear?
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can actually know yourself better when you kind of read or kind of record, the things that are going on in your head. At the time, I was very into music as well. It started off with like pop, like Backstreet Boys, Unashamed, Backstreet Boys, and
Punk,
all
metal
that.
as well.
Oh no, not really.
Oh really?
I wasn't that.
2000
I wasn't
though.
that
I was
emo.
there. All right, cool.
But yeah, I still remember the first time I ever heard a hip hop song. I was in my friend's car, and he played Next Episode by Dr. Dre, and I was just blown away. I was like, whoa, what the heck is this? I feel it in like my chest. And so I went back and I tried to write. I told him to give me the song, and I was like listening to it, and I was writing my own lyrics. And as I got into it, I realized that a lot of the rap music was about exactly what we were talking about, self-expression. Guys were talking about, their struggles, the pain, talking about community, all that stuff. So I felt like this is something that I can do. Like I can carry this as well. It makes me happy. It makes me feel better. It gives me motivation to keep going. So then, yeah, I think I took it from there. One thing led to another. I found myself recording off a little cheap mic that I bought from Wan Chai.
Same here.
Some fake program that I downloaded off LimeWire. You young people probably don't know about. Yeah, and it just went from there, man.
What happened though? Like you kind of like quiet down for a few years, and now
Yeah,
you're back. So
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
happy about that. So,
Yeah, like as a teen, like I was very into it. I was pumping out like a lot of content, like a lot of tracks. I think at that time, what happened? Oh, I was studying in college. I was trying to get my degree done, and then at that time, I got into fitness. I started taking on clients, and then that's where my energy kind of shifted to. I spent most of my time, working and trying to, get my degree. That I kind of put aside the music recording, but I never stopped writing. Like there would always be a notebook in my bag, a notebook on my desk. Like I have stacks and stacks of notebooks at home. Yeah, that's it, man.
well, that's cool. Well, what was the trigger to get back to it now?
Man,
I heard a lot of tracks that are not out yet. Pleasure. So yeah.
like I woke up, sometimes I wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. just to meet clients. So I remember one morning, I was just sitting on my couch, putting on my socks, and I was just tired. And then I was on Spotify, and I heard this song, and I was like, I just thought to myself, like, this should be me right now. Like, I feel like this should be me right now. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm 30 this year, nothing to lose. Like, why not, So I just got back into recording, yeah. So here we are.
Man, I'm looking forward to a really hot MV to that. It's called Flexin', but yeah, it's not out yet. But if you want to hear it,
Come to Fly.
But by that time, when this video's out, that event's probably done already.
Oh, damn, okay.
But it's fine, it's fine. Come to Fly, this is a message from the past.
What?
Yeah. Okay, next question though. Your challenges and rewards. Like how can you weigh that, or what are the challenges you had to go through, and highlight me the rewards that you went through as well,
You're talking like
music wise.
music-wise.
Well, the battle to just deciding to like fuck it, like I should still do this.
Yeah.
When you hit 30. Before that, maybe were you in denial, not putting things out? You're
Okay.
like, was I wasting time? Like, did you go through that? You know, and then now like the rewarding experiences, or even in the past if you had rewarding experiences
Yeah.
before you stopped for a while.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know what? I think it wasn't so much I was being held back. It was just my energy was spent somewhere else. You know, like I was so focused on my job, my fitness career. I was trying to build that, so I didn't put a lot of effort into recording and making music simply because the vision for my whole fitness career was so much bigger than the music at the time. But yeah, like something just like clicked. Like I couldn't put it down. Like every time you hear a good song, you see a music video, it's like
And you're like bopping as well?
yeah, it's like this should like I want to hop in this track right now. I want to show you know, it's like I get that feeling every time, and like when I was 13, 14 up until now, like it hasn't died down. It doesn't go away. So like you want to give it a shot. Like why not? You know?
Cool. Like what people would say, like if it was me, let's say in my position, like if somebody says like this label, or maybe let's just say Interscope, you wish, or Aftermath was like, oh, they want you to fly here right now because they want to work with you, I would drop everything now in Hong Kong. Like I just don't
Heck
care
yeah.
anymore.
Heck
Like
yeah.
like family, I love you, mom, dad, but I gotta leave. I gotta do that. That's my position right now. But
Yeah.
if I were to ask you, if you had that opportunity as well, will you drop the fitness now? Because before you said it was bigger than the music side.
Right,
but
right.
let's say if you had that shot, would you drop music? I mean, would you drop fitness?
Fitness is always going to be a part of my life. I mean, it did help me get through a lot. So it's always going to be there. It's always going to be. I love communicating. I love teaching. I love helping, and this is a great way for me to do it. And I've been doing it for a very long time now. But with the music side, for me, this is more personal. You know, this is more personal, and this for me, I'm doing the music for me. You know, I feel like you know when you write a track and you record it, and you can put it out there and you listen to it, it's like only you know all the shit that you went through, and only you can understand truly, you know, what your lyrics actually mean, right? And you feel it, you know. And then I guess in a way, music can help others too, because somewhere out there, somebody is gonna hear those lyrics on like maybe a bad day and just be like fuck, like this guy, I understand this guy, you know. And it's like it makes them feel like they're not alone, and they can keep going, just like what music did for me when I was a kid. You know, I feel like it goes with everything, like fitness, with music. You take in, you know, you endure, you take in, you work in your craft, and then you give back. That's the only way to make it work, you know, and to be happy at the same time.
So right now, what you mean is like fitness, you'll pursue it full on, and you'll invest in music on the side.
Well, I'm saying.
I'm talking like a label wants you in $1 million check.
Oh hell yeah, I'll do it.
So, okay, so we're in the same page. Okay, all right. Next question is, what do you think of the approach of Hong Kong and the hip hop culture, and music in general?
Right. Okay, I think Hong Kong and hip hop is still very fresh.
And don't be afraid, anything debatable.
Yeah. Hong Kong and hip hop is still very fresh. It's still very, very underground. But you cannot deny that there is a lot of talent in Hong Kong, right? I feel like we have because Hong Kong is such an we have this entrepreneurial mentality. Everybody wants, like, I want to do my own thing. I want to be independent. I got to be competitive, you know? I feel like when it comes to being creative with music and producing music and making it here, people take that entrepreneurial, competitive attitude and they bring it into the music. And I think that's where we struggle. That's what makes Hong Kong and music and, you know, hip hop struggle. Think about, like, you know, Biggie, Pac, like all these great, like we hear them on the other side of the world, but the whole process 5, 10, 15 years before they were able to get on the radio, like do you think they did that themselves? They never did it like there were people around them. They had a team, they had their boys, they had other artists to work with, other producers. You know, there was a culture behind them. There was a community behind them. And that's what hip hop is about, you know? I mean, it's about self-expression, it's about bringing people together, it's about unity, you know? But I feel like with Hong Kong, it's like they want to make everything into kind of a business, into like a prize, you know? Like they want to do it themselves. And I feel like that's where it's not clicking, you know? And that's why I really admire and respect what you're doing with Straight Outta Hong Kong. You're bringing people together. You're providing a platform where people can come together. Because the last one that I was at, like, I was performing back in university and high school, stuff like that, right? But that last time at Vola was the first time I've been on stage in a long time, man. And, you know, when you're there, it's like, you meet these other artists and it's like, you don't think, like, shit, like I can rap better than this dude, you know, you're just there together. You know, it's like, I don't know him at all. I don't know his story. I don't know his lyrics. I might not even agree with the stuff that he says in his lyrics, but it's like, we're both put here. We're here expressing ourselves through music, through unified, and it's just like, you know, handshake. It's like, yo, what's up? Like, we're here. It's like that type of thing. But think about that on a bigger scale. Imagine everybody kind of in Hong Kong. You know, it's not that big. If everybody just kind of opened themselves up, you know, like yo, I got this track I'm working on. What do you think? You know, like we just kind of work together. I feel like Hong Kong as a culture could really explode.
We could be like Atlanta, because I heard they support each other.
Yeah, man, like all these artists, they know each other.
Yeah.
You know, over here I feel like everybody kind of sticks to themselves,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it's like, I'm not against unity, man. And the best part about it is if we all work together, yes, everybody can earn.
Yeah.
And the tough part is like, when the ones who are doing at a better level
Right.
explain it to the ones that need to improve, young ones sometimes put their ego first, and we've been there.
That's true, yeah.
We had the
yeah,
same
yeah.
conversation
Definitely.
throughout earlier with DJ Redmond. So I think that's one of the main problems. And then the ones who are doing better than us, like me, Mojito, or you, are on the other side of the world. Like, they're doing their thing, but
Yeah.
it's like, I don't see it coming to a point where we should like really like build this up, because it's
Right.
like that entrepreneurial thing, that competitive thing. It's nice to be lyrically competitive when working
Yes.
together in a track.
that
like,
is
I'll
true,
kill
that
your
is true.
verse. That's what we do in
That is true,
Cyphers,
that
right?
is true, yeah.
But there's another competitiveness that doesn't really work out as well. Like, I'm in this for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, we have to understand that we're all in this for us. But if the industry don't function, none of us will work. Like, think about it in NBA.
Yeah.
All those paid tickets came to watch the winning and the losing team. So winning and losing team complements each other, and they all get their paychecks because the rest watched. So it's the same thing with music. Like,
Except
if-
nobody loses.
Yeah, everyone got competitive
trying to
bars,
say, Hector?
right? So that's exactly the point that has to come across to a lot of the people here, because we're a small scene,
Yeah.
and if we can't build it here and make noise globally, I don't think there's a way to get out. But we can get out of Hong Kong if we make it great here.
Exactly, yeah.
It starts here because we have all the tools. We're at the greatest era. Make videos,
Exactly.
channels, everything. You don't even
agree,
have
man.
to pay. AdWords hurt. You got to pay big money to do proper professional advertising, cheap marketing, Facebook,
Right.
Instagram. There's so many tricks that we can pull off up our sleeves, but we only can go so far unless we work together, because if 100 people like Jae Rich, 100 people like me, that's not enough. But if 100 people like, let's just say unrealistically, 50 artists that work together and they all have 100 likes each, or followers, like dedicated followers,
Exactly.
you can translate 50 artists to 100 to a big show at the Harborfront. That's not realistic in terms of following, but yeah, that's
You get
just
the
the
idea.
scale of like what I'm trying to put in your mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
So, any questions you have with this topic, or we can move forward?
We can move forward.
So we pretty much talked about the next question, because that was about addressing anything to the people that are doing the hip hop culture
Right.
here as well, right? So we talked about that already. Well, the next question would lean more towards what should people expect from you in terms of your music and genre? Like, is it going to be a certain type of sound, or
Right.
are you experimenting, or what are you leaning more towards?
I think when it comes to putting yourself out there, especially through music, you have to keep on doing it until you can kind of finally find your sound. But at the same time, you'll notice a lot of artists, they evolve, right? They evolve with the times. So for me, you know, like I've always been heavy into that like 90s, 2000, that boom bap, you know, like that gritty, like New York style. Because that's what I like. That it feels right to me. You know, it gets me pumped up. Like I like that type of hip hop, as including the lyricism, you know, in it. You know.
Your EP, right? You're working on it.
Yeah.
So if we had a chance to go to New York and book an Uber for a Lamborghini and bump that, we should do it. New York sound.
Yep.
Yeah. To continue, yeah.
Yeah. But right now, the last, you know, bunch of tracks that I put out, I was kind of experimenting. I didn't really push it out. You know, I didn't share it so much. It was just me being me, getting myself out there. Again, not for other people, but for me, because I mean, you guys probably not know about this, but I was going through something that was weighing me down pretty heavily over the past 2 years. And so all of these lyrics, I put them out on these tracks, and I just put it out there.
Was it family or career? I mean, you don't have to get into detail. You know?
It was more relationship. Every young man.
Whoever you are, I don't like you.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm about to flip this table, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I mean, it was for me, you know. And I feel like 2018, I got it out of my system. You know, I'm like 99.9% there, and it feels good. And I'm starting to really open up my mind and experiment with different beats. Like you mentioned, like the track that I just did, it had a new sound to it. I've never done anything like that before, right? And again, artists, they need to evolve, right? And yeah, and although, you know, I understand that what works now, what makes money is that whole mainstream, that trap, like, you know, it's all about the trappy vibe. But again, my strength, I think, is lyrics. You know, I like being clever with words. Lyrics mean a lot to me, and so I wanna make sure that I have a little bit of that, and then I keep my strength in it, which is lyrics. You know, and so I try to switch the flow up in a way that I can kind of like.
I can't get over this. Sorry for stopping you, but before I land mine, I'll get your mind blown. Like one of these bars. I love that.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've been listening. Yeah.
What song was that again?
Oh
yeah. Oh my God.
Hong
Yeah.
Kong shit, right? Hong
Yeah,
Kong
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's cool. Where did I stop you though? Sorry if you forgot.
No, it's cool, man. Yeah. So that's about it. I mean, so expect sick, heavy-hitting lyrics mixed with yeah, beats.
Punchlines.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about, like, I love freestyle, man. I mean, I'm not the best at it, but I love it too. Even like picking on my friends or Uzi or Rated J about, like, you know, picking about the weight or you're eating food and stuff.
Like roasting people, right? That's
Yeah, just
fun.
roasting people in general. But roasting every bar you write, that's another, like, factor, you know?
Yeah,
Like, I don't know with some who just write, but
Yeah.
if you really, like, focus on working on the multis
Yeah.
and the metaphors, the similes.
Yeah, it's an
just
art, man. It's an art, right?
the big WTF that you get with just the 2 bars you write, and those 2 bars you multiply it by 8, you get 16 bars of those. Man, I love it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a good conversation. Great energy. I hope you're enjoying. And the next one is like people you look up to. Could be family or music or anyone. Like
Yo.
how did it affect you
Right.
with your growth?
I mean, yo, it's definitely family, man. Like, you just come to realize, like, as you get older, and it's true what they say, as you get older, your circle of friends starts to kind of shrink, right? And you realize you go through shit, and you're still standing at the end of the day, and you look around, and it's like, who else is still there? You know, who else is standing beside you? You know, and like, you got to really appreciate those people. And for me right now, it's just a handful, man. I can count on my fingers. Well, my family, my family, maybe 2 or 3 other people. That's about it. You know, and if they see me doing my thing and they see that I'm happy doing it and they're happy for me, It's good enough for me.
I guess you better give a shout out.
What's up, Mom, Dad, Juju, Jody, Ash, Carlos, Natalie?
I pretty much know them all.
You know them. Yeah. Zoe, Bella, my 2 puppies.
Not them. I haven't met them.
Not yet.
Looking forward. Okay, cool. And next one is like the emotional barriers maybe that you had to go through at a younger age to people not supporting what you're going for in mixture with the music and maybe personal training. And
Okay.
then maybe getting back into the music. I don't
Right.
know if there's anything you had to deal with that. Or at the same time, haters, when we grow up, we don't give a fuck. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
but
right?
yeah, that process to handling it now, like what did you
Okay.
go through? Like, I'm sure you have a very supportive family, but
Right.
maybe like friends or ties that you had to break through out.
Got you.
If there's any.
Okay. You know, like I said in the beginning, like I grew up a very angry kid. I was very withdrawn, reserved, and it led to a lot of confidence issues. Like I was struggling with a
High
self-esteem. No, not high ego. The opposite, like a low
Oh,
ego.
okay.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know.
It got to the point where it was like, I couldn't talk to girls. I couldn't
Been
talk to
Yo, before you continue, How to Be a 3% Man, download the Audible or read the book.
Okay.
Coach Corey Wayne, shout outs. That guy's improved
3%
my
Man.
life,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Like you gotta
Got
watch
you.
his shit and read his book.
All right.
Can't
Yeah.
explain. You gotta go for it. Yeah,
Okay.
back to that. Confidence,
man.
self-esteem.
Yeah,
Can't
it got,
talk to
it, got, it got
girls.
to the point where I couldn't look somebody in the eye for too long.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, it was really weird, and like I would stutter, like crazy. And it's funny how when I rap, it's fine. You know, what really helped me was me starting to work. My job as a personal trainer, I'm working with clients, hundreds and thousands of clients over the past 10 years. Every session I do, I learn something about communication, reading the person, how to get explain yourself better.
What makes them tick?
Yeah, how to make them understand and all that. And when you bring that back into your music, it's exactly the same thing. Like, understand the people that you're talking to. Who's gonna be listening to this? How do I write in a way that it's not too deep for them? I mean, like where they can understand, everybody can understand. I think it made me a lot more open-minded about how to communicate with people, and yeah, it was a good experience. Over the
When
past
did you
few years.
realize this? Because I realized it only the time I was writing Ride or Die. I finally realized, okay, we're gonna share a secret that not everybody knows, but young ones who are pursuing the music side of things, it's the structure, the
Yeah.
proper structure of the lyrics in every bar, the structure of the 16 bars, the bridge, the hook. It's like while you're writing, you no longer think about just yourself. How do
Right.
people feel when you're writing it?
Yeah,
Because when
exactly.
I say everybody knows, or either you ride with us or die, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking like at the same time, like when somebody's singing that, it's like you ride with us, that they feel that way.
Yeah.
It's like, that I'm the man when I'm with you, and then dude's gonna be like, yeah, I'm the man when I'm with you. Like if he's
Yeah.
with a chick at that time hitting on her, that'll work. It's like, how do I write lyrics to make them relate to it, but at the same
Exactly.
time, I relate to it
Yeah.
because I've been through that. That's a tough thing because if you just write for the sake of writing, it's hard.
Yeah.
You wanna capture an audience. You gotta make sure it's relatable.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure not everybody does this, but I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do it.
Yeah, man.
And the last question is your plans for this year, and if there's anything for 2019, what should people be looking forward to?
Yo, definitely a lot of new content, music-wise. I gotta get like official, just get out there, blow up my SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, all that. I've already got stuff happening, so yeah, stay tuned for some music.
I'm guessing getting a camera set up at home.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm still going to have a season where it's going to be personal trainers. Might need your help
Okay.
for referrals on that one, but
Yeah,
I'll probably
definitely.
have him on as well talking about the training side of things.
nice. Okay, sounds good, man.
Well, I guess, once again, that's another wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, Kinetic Outcome with
Jason.
and
Richard.
Jae Rich. All right, peace.